Today on Dub World, we are going to make custom-made floor mats for the 96 Polo Harlequin. We're going to go from this ill-fitting, universal, one-size-does-not-fit-all mat to this beautiful fitting, custom-tailored floor mat. How I came across this carpet as I was in Home Depot doing some shopping, and I went by their flooring section and I saw this. And in order to make floor mats, you've got to have something that's got a good, decent backing, something that has a little bit of a grip. It's kind of firm so that it wears well. And I saw this huge roll of carpeting, and it was around $5 and change a linear foot. I purchased around $15 worth of carpet, about 3 feet. And this is part of the roll. I've already cut a piece for the front floor mat, but just kind of wanted to give you a close-up view of this. It's got a rubberized backing. It's a short pile carpet. Feels very durable though. If you're wondering where you can buy carpeting to make carpet kits or floor mats, check and see if you've got a local wholesale upholstery supplier in your area. They would be a great resource to get you what you need to make something that's outstanding quality for your vehicle. Now, this here is a thin piece of recycled plastic bottle carpet that you can buy at Lowe's. However, this is not good for floor mats because it's very thin and it will bunch up under your feet. It also will wear very quickly. But this is a scrap piece that I have that I'm going to use as a pattern. It was almost the exact right size. So as you can see here, I'm missing pieces up in here, but then I have a little bit too much up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take chalk and draw and get a basic pattern. Now you can cut your carpet that you want to put in here, lay it down in here and do a pattern, or you can make something out of paper. If you've never done it before, I would say using several sheets of blank paper, taping them together and kind of molding it, drawing a line, getting it to where you want a rough cut. Always cut a little bit bigger than what you need, but that kind of gets you started. But pretty much all I'll do is just go in here and I'll mark approximately where this needs to be, like that. And then I'll go ahead and cut a basic pattern and we'll go from there. If you've got a razor blade, you can just lift this and cut it right in here. I just have a pair of scissors. You cut it and you'll see where you need to go. If you need to go a little bit wider, this is pretty much sitting lower. I'll probably trim this a little bit more here. Let's see if I can show you what I'm doing. But I'll probably bring this down a little bit like that. Just give it a little bit more of a curve. And then of course I'll have to fill this area here like that. And we'll be going way up here and cutting across. Kind of gives an idea of what we're doing here. So once you get your basic pattern done, and you see here I've taped this together, and I know I'm gonna need to come straight across here. I'm gonna lay this over the actual carpet and I'm gonna trace it. Now, one thing I want you to really pay attention to is that you have to remember which side you're working with. So this is us looking at the floor mat laying in the car. If you notice here, the carpet roll is backwards. That's the carpet side, this is the backing. If I was to trace this out like that, we're gonna have a mat that doesn't work. So you have to flip it over so that the top of this is facing the same direction as the top of the carpet. When you go to trace this, give yourself a little extra room, top, and if you've already got the bottom traced nicely and you don't need to do any additional trimming, you can go pretty much along your line. Same thing with the side, but if you're not exactly sure, just give yourself a little extra room because you can always cut more off, but you can't add more on. Once you get it chalked up, then go ahead and trim it out. All right, so this is my rough cut. This area here was pretty good, so I knew I could trim right up to the edge. There's that top. This side was a little, so I've left this a little longer. And what I'll do is I'll fit this and then I'll mark it and trim it. And we should be good to go. There's our top side. And these edges will get rounded off as well. But let's see how it looks. Okay, so here is our rough cut piece. As you can see, it's a pretty good fit. Not exactly perfect. We've got to trim up here around the stop for the pedal. Trim the edges a little bit. But look at that. Fits in there nice. Now this car is charcoal carpeting, and these carpet mats are black, so obviously there's going to be a difference. Plus this is dirty, needs some cleaning still. But we're getting ready to trim it up, and we'll see how it looks. Okay, so if you've got retention clips like this in your car, you're going to want to try to utilize them as much as you can. So what I would do is I take my chalk. Once the mat is in the position you want, just chuck it up like you're doing playing pool here, chalking up your cue stick, and just rub it in there, then you got 2 marks, and go ahead and make your holes. So the holes that we marked with the chalk, all I've simply done is I've taken this carpet knife and just really gently scored an X pattern across, and then you can take a screwdriver or something else and just gently push through the hole to make sure that they break free. You don't want to cut a big circle or anything like that, because you want this to be tight when you put it on. You want it to hold on. So here's our finished mat. I'm going to go around and make sure you got all trimmed up nicely. Any corners that may need a little bit of an adjustment, go ahead and do that. The chalk that you get on here simply will wipe off, or you can use a damp rag, get that right off. But we're ready to put it in the car. And here's the finished product. As you can see, nice tight fit. Did a final trim on this edge here. Beautiful, and it looks like it's gonna stay put. Haven't taken the car for a ride yet, but I'll be doing that. Also gonna be replacing these pedal pads on here. As you can see, the wear on those, making things look a little bit nicer. But doing these mats yourself, it's fun, it's creative, and definitely will save you some money. So with what I purchased, I can have a set of 4 floor mats for around $15. Well, that's all for today. I'm not gonna bore you with an extra long video showing me making all 4 floor mats, because it's the same process for each one of them. But I do appreciate you tuning in. Thank you so much for supporting the channel, and I'll see you next time on Dub World.